But if you have a nice one like this that you're working on, even if they end up getting clippered, just get all that dead stuff out of there. It's okay. Everybody's got pollen right now. And I'm gonna turn her around this way so maybe we can get a little bit of this on the recording. Yeah, I know. Every time I get one of hers, I'm like, oh, maybe I should keep this. No.
No.
Stop it. No.
I don't have every 3 days.
No, bad. Yeah, exactly.
I don't have every 3 days.
Don't have that.
I can keep up every
Nope.
7 days, and that
Yep.
I have to brush it up.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time, and I'm not, I don't want to commit to, having this breed 24/7, because if I did have it, I would want it like this, If I wanted a beagle, I'd buy a beagle, like, so, if I have something like this, I would want it, at least in a modified trim like this. But see how nice and shiny that starts to look and how it starts to lay down? That's the plan. And then when we do these sides, we just come down right to where the top of the rib cage is. Yeah, feel free to move around so you guys can see. I'm just trying to get in front of my camera here. Right to where the top of the rib cage starts to curve around the body, right there. And just come down at a little bit of an angle. Try not to twist your wrist too much. Just with your eye, follow how the hair lays, and that'll usually put you in the right direction. And then here on the back of the thigh, you can see it gets a little bit of a V shape right there. That's also all done with the knife. And you figure out different ways to hold the skin so you don't pull on it. With practice, it comes. And then with whatever the dog will tolerate. But you can see, if you guys want to come up and look, you can see right here where where the thinning shears have been. And the reason that I'm pointing that out to you, we need to do that, but the reason I'm pointing that out is because this is what happens when you cut the hair, and this is what happens when you card the hair, okay? This makes it stick up, this makes it lay down. So whatever you do with thinning shears, particularly in front of judges that know the spaniel, it needs to be very minimal. Don't take your thinning shears to a whole bunch of this dog. It's going to be this transition here, and sometimes the face and the top skull. That's it. If you start going in here with thinning shears, see what happens? And they've done that day of show because they want her to look good. So what I would do is I would start just carding this down every single week and manipulating the hair shaft instead of putting thinning shears in there. Because for grooming competition, my judge doesn't want to see me thinning shear all that. They want to know that I know how to manipulate this coat and make it come out correctly.
It's really important to know the difference between one and the other.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Absolutely. And it's hard because, a lot of times people say, oh, I'm going to put that Andes rake and, I'm going to use this, that, and the other. Well, the Andes rake is great, okay? It doesn't damage the coat as much as a Furminator or a Coat King, but it still will cut the coat if you don't know what you're doing. So when that happens, you won't see it then. It'll look gorgeous. Oh, look, it looks nice and flat and beautiful. But then 3 weeks later, all of a sudden you got this. And it's everywhere because you've taken that rake to that dog. Okay, it's fine if it's a pet dog and you're just trying to get undercoat out. Okay, whatever, nobody cares. But if you're going to strip and you're going to use one of these spaniel type dogs for certification, it needs to be done correctly. Now, as far as National Dog Groomers goes, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to start requiring these guys to be hand stripped or not. It used to be you could clipper them, but there's some changes coming with them, and I'm not sure exactly what they're going to be. As of now, you don't have to hand strip this breed. However, I can tell you from experience, if you do and you do it even halfway correctly, you will get a much better grade. because those certifiers that we used to have, that hopefully we will continue to have because they're wonderful, know what this dog is supposed to look like.
It's always good to know all the techniques because you don't know what you're gonna get in the table.
That's right.
So
That's right. Yep. And it's okay. I mean, I've got a Springer Spaniel that's kind of a wackadoodle, and he will not tolerate this kind of carding. He won't have it. It freaks him out. I can run the Andes rake through him all I want. So a lot of times he ends up with certain areas where you twist that rake where it stands up by the next month, and I just take the thinning shears to him. You know, I want to make him look right for his owners, but he won't tolerate all this, so we're not going to do it. So there's always different ways to do things, but this is the correct way to do this. Nice and flat, short strokes. Don't try to go like that, okay? Short little strokes in the direction you want the hair to lay.
And do you hold it at an angle?
Yep. Not like that, because you're not going to get anything that way. See, look, nothing. It has to be at an angle. They do make, if anybody's a lefty, they do make these in left hand. You just have to make sure to look for them and get it. But it's either flat to the dog or just a little bit lifted up, like so. So those teeth dig in just a tiny bit, but doing this, you're basically just combing the dog. So you're not getting in right next to the skin and pulling out all that fluff.
I have another question.
Yes.
They have different sizes for different purposes.
This is, I believe this is a course, but I'd have to look at all of the above to see if I can tell the difference. Let's see. Nope, this is a fine. So there's one, this is just a different brand. The coarser teeth, the wider teeth obviously will take out less undercoat. So the finer you use, the more undercoat you're going to get out. So if she was really, let's say she hadn't been carded in 6 weeks, I would probably have taken I would have brought a coarser blade with me. This is not one I would use, but you can see the teeth are further apart.
And then just get finer
I have this one here.
over time.
Yeah, and that's really, yeah, that one's, but see, it also has a really nice fine edge on it here. This is for terriers. This is for face and ears. So it's small for smaller places. And then on ears, we literally almost have to, on certain terriers like the wire fox, you have to strip them almost bald. So little tiny fine teeth, and then you press your finger against it, you're getting almost every single hair stuck in there. And that's why you have different. But for her, thank you, if I had a big wide coarse one like this, like that, I would have done this first. But as you can see, it's not really taking anything out. But if she had gone, 6 or 8 weeks without having this done, this would take out some with, not getting right next to the skin. Let me see if I can find a spot maybe.
Like a more gentle starting point.
Yeah. Not really. But if she would have more packed undercoat, then the wider teeth would pull some out, and then you would go to the finer, and that would pull out more. But I knew she just came back from being shown about 3 weeks ago, so I didn't figure it was going to be too bad. But see how much that takes out on that spot?
So I have another question.
And see, look, just a little. Okay, so that's the difference.